Starting with the first splits routine of the month. I'm gonna make sure that we're only doing it 4 out of 7 days so our body has time to recover. And I'm going to be doing a split routine that I established based off of what a bunch of contortionists that I know, like my friend Aubrey, and just a bunch of really great people have shown me that works, and I've compiled them into a routine more for beginners that I think will help to gain flexibility in a really efficient way, in a way that won't hurt you. The tools that I'm going to be using are some yoga blocks, a roller, resistance band, a book that is it can kind of like slide on the ground. Okay, so before we get started on a splits routine, we want to make sure that everything is super warm and ready to move. If you start going into splits too cold, then you're going to end up hurting yourself ultimately, especially if you do passive stuff. So we're going to start out with a squat that we're going to hold in a wide position. We're going to hold this for about 30 seconds. And as I'm holding this, I'm pushing my knees back, engaging my glutes, keeping my chest up, and I'm trying to stay activated this whole time as I do it, really activating the muscles backwards into this position, just trying to stay as low as I can. I know it looks super weird. I'm also activating my core, trying to bring my navel down to my tailbone. Knees out, chest up, squeezing those glutes just a little bit longer. Whew. And now we're going to do 10 front lunges on each side and 10 side lunges on each side. You want to reach your knee for the ground. I'm not going too far forward. When I do it, I actually like to lightly tap my knee on the ground to make sure that I'm doing the form correctly. Oh, I forgot to count. I think that was about 10. And then we're going to do side lunges. So we're coming down to one side, or side squats, whatever you call them. Basically, we're keeping this leg straight. Your hip will hinge and balance over this leg, down, sitting your butt back. Other side. Okay, so now we have our heart moving and our body ready to actually start doing some stretching. We're going to get into the warm-up phase of the joints. So I'm going to sit like this, chest up, legs at about a 45-degree angle, and we're going to rock like this here, come up, bringing my one knee to my other foot, coming up on that knee, and dropping back down. We're just going to do that a few times. Start to feel the movement here in the hips with the rotation. And now we're just going to do some leg swings to get our body ready to go into some deeper stretching. This one's easier if you have something to hold on to. Otherwise, I just move my arms in the counter direction in order to not fall. But you want to feel it in your hamstrings and in your hips when you do this. Okay, and And I'm not a morning person, but we're becoming one for this. Okay, so next we're going to be doing is warming up our hamstrings a little more deeply and actually starting the stretching process. So with this, we're going to use a resistance band. I'm going to put it on my toes, as so. I made little loops, I tied little loops like this, so that it easily just falls onto our feet. And I'm going to take it, I'll wrap it around my body. We're going to hold this position first, the butterfly, and let this pull into position. And we're going to roll onto our backs, letting the resistance band pull into position. Grab the inside of our feet if you can. So this is where it's going to start to get dependent on how much your flexibility is. If you can't do exactly what I'm doing, that's completely fine. For instance, at this angle, if you need to be down more this way, that's fine. I'm coming up this way. I'm going to try to let this pull my legs down. I'm going to do a pulse as such. This can be a little bit awkward to do in a gym. I've grown very used to being the weird girl in the gym that kind of does whatever the hell she wants. Brings probably way too much attention to me, but I'm trying to get what I want done, so. We're going to try to grab our legs. If you can't straighten your legs when you're doing this, that's totally fine. You can grab down here instead and try to just pull your legs in towards your chest. If you're all the way back here, grab at your thighs. You can keep your legs a little bit bent. Just pull so you can feel a stretch in your lower back and your hamstring. I'm going to pull up here and grab my foot here and go into a point and pulse down like so. If you're only so flexible, you'll be doing something more like this, which looks super weird. And now we're gonna bring your feet together and roll back up. Take this band off of one foot, pull it around, and put it back on that other foot. Now we're gonna warm up our hip flexors. Lying down, straight, engaging your core, lifting your foot. Aubrey just taught me how to do this one, which I'm really grateful because it really warms up everything through here. We're engaging our core, or pulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're trying to keep that bottom leg down the entire time. Don't let it lift. Pushing hard into the ground with that back leg. I think that was 12. We're gonna hold at 12. Engaging through. I'm grabbing under my thighs right here. And I'm gonna pull a little bit closer. Trying not to open up my hips yet. Opening up meaning I'm coming out to the side. I'm trying to keep this in my hamstring for now. We're pushing against my hand now, that is pulling. So we're gonna go push. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And now 8 more of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold with no hand. And now grab. Now this time we're going to grab as high as we can. We are going to open up our hips. So you might be here, pulling this way, that's fine. You might be here, pulling this way, that's fine. Opening your hips, you're going to rotate your hips outwards. I'm going to grab here, and I'm going to pull it down as much as I can this way. Pushing that back leg down into the ground. 1, 2, 3, and straightening my leg and pushing. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And let's switch sides. 12 pulses here before we hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and hold. I bet you didn't expect this to be more of a workout. But that's what it takes to keep your body warm while you're stretching, and to do things a little bit more efficiently. Grab, a little passive stretch, trying to keep that leg straight. Remember, if you can't hold it all the way straight, you can be down here if you want. You can be right here if you want. And if you're right here with your leg bent, then that might actually make it a little easier for you to see what's happening in this next part, because I'm going to go straight and engage and down. Whereas right here, already straight, then I'm just pushing into my hand. So I'll do it this way this time so it's clearer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and hold. And 8 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and hold again. And now we're going to do a passive stretch. Pull, you're grabbing as high as you can on your legs. I grab on the inside of my leg here, and I open up my hip. My right leg is not nearly as flexible as my left leg, so I'm going to let it come out a little bit more away from my body this time, and pulse down this way. Whew. And relax. Wonderful. I wrote down everything in the program just to make sure I didn't miss anything. So if you see me walking over here to check, that is what is happening. Okay. Now we're going to get into the engagement of our hip flexors before we go into our first splits. Now that was warming up everything, getting everything going. This is us getting prepared for the actual splits. Now remember that each week I'm going to be doing a different routine. This is the routine that I'm going to be performing on myself 4 times this week. So I'm bringing my roller over here. Actually, I don't need it yet, but I will be using it very, very, very soon. I'm going to angle this way. So when we are warming up for our splits, we want to make sure that our hip flexors are super, super warm and we're actually staying in a square position. A lot of times when you're doing splits in a natural way, you're actually falling with open hips like so. They're rocking out sideways. We don't want to do that. We want to make sure that we're actually stretching our quads when we're doing it, and it makes it look like a less flexible split in the moment, but ultimately helps you flexibility-wise in the long run. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm pushing my hips forward here, creating a hollow body position with my body from up this way. I'm not arching. I'm pushing this hip back, this hip forward, so that my butt right here looks like one, but it's not turned that way or this way. There's just one perfectly straight butt that way. So hip flexor, pushing forward as so. So a little more until it's on the movement here. Whatever that word is that I just said. I'm getting shaky because I'm feeling it. Hip forward this way, engaging, hollow body down and pushing this way. We're going to hold this for 20 seconds. Really pushing hard with that engagement, feeling this right here, firing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, squeezing your butt. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, especially this one. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm a little bit congested, I think. And now we're going to alternate into using the roller, getting the hamstrings ready. I like to put my foot on the roller this way. You can actually also use a slider if you prefer. I'm going to put my leg on the roller right where my hands can reach in front. If you can't reach your hands, that's fine. Just put your foot here like so. Whew. And we're gonna go down, engaging, not letting us fall all the way into the splits. You're just rolling forward, holding that position, pushing down into here, pushing down into your hip flexors, and coming back up. And coming back down. We're trying to keep our toes pointed backwards. We're trying not to let it fall this way, making sure that we're keeping our hips facing forward. And back up. Each time we roll down, we want to go a little bit further. We are staying activated the entire time. Push, 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 push. And up. And again, pushing through here, and up. Now this tends to slide over me, so I'm gonna move it a little bit forward and myself backward. Okay. Push, 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 and up. If you want to use yoga blocks for assistance, if you're having trouble balancing, that's actually super, super helpful. And push, push, push. And we're gonna hold right here. Get on our toes on our back leg. It's okay if you're all the way up here, if you're all the way down here. Doesn't matter. Whatever you do, you're getting on your toes back here. Can't really see in the live. And we're going to push up and straighten out. And down. Trying to keep our hips forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Engaging that left leg down. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're going to fall into a relaxed hold. We're going to hold, engaging our quads and engaging our glutes for 30 seconds. We're already about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm trying to make sure that I'm keeping my chest up the whole time and staying in a straight line. 16, 17, 18, 19. I'm driving my pinky toe on this leg here, outward away from my body. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm bringing my butt backwards, leaving it only in the hamstrings for a second, relaxing. Wow. I'm gonna send over to the other side. We're gonna come back to the left split again, just for one more set, but after I get the right leg done so that this has a little bit of a moment to relax. Okay. So going into the right split, we're going to do the same exact thing as before, but with the right leg forward. Hips facing directly forward, pushing this hip flexor this way, so we're making sure we stay in a straight line. We are not opening up as so. Pushing, hollow body. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And relax. I'm gonna do that again. So I feel like this side needs a little bit more warming up for me. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm pulling with this front leg, driving with this back leg, trying to keep this square. I keep accidentally rotating a little bit. It's hard to keep it perfect, and that's okay if you make a little bit of a mistake, but do your best. Okay, and to the roller. Okay, so I'm going to be using my yoga blocks to help me stay balanced here. Bringing this foot forward. You can see everything, right? Bringing this foot forward. I'm engaging my hamstring down, engaging. Really making sure I feel ready. And bring this a little forward. We're going to roll light. Engaging down that hamstring, engaging in hip flexors and back. I'm not gonna go all the way down yet. If you can do this without your yoga blocks and you go a little bit higher, great. If you have something to hold that's higher, that's even better if you keep your chest up. All right, we're gonna go a little bit lower, and up. Pulling that pinky toe outwards away from the body that way. And down, and up, and down. Oh, I hate the right leg, but it's good for us. Pushing down. And we're gonna go back on this toe, lift, engage up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and drop it in. We are holding for 30 seconds, unfortunately. I'm trying to keep everything engaged, especially my quads and my glutes. Keep that body in a straight line. Oh my gosh, this one is hard to keep myself from rotating at the hips. Next week I'll have a slightly more, I wouldn't say advanced, but different routine. But this is good for 4 out of 7 days for this week. 5 more seconds. Oh my gosh, oh, I forgot to pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my God. That's gonna be a lot easier later this week because I have not been keeping up to date with my splits routines, hence me doing this. All right, let's go back to the left leg for a moment. I'm gonna face this way because, and I'll be brutally honest, it is more pleasing to the eye. 1 foot forward. Remember, engaging this toe out this way, engaging this hip flexor on my right leg, hamstring down, glutes engaged. We're going to drop all the way down. Go slow if you need to. We're going to hold for another 30 seconds. I'm trying to keep my chest up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 15 more seconds. Shaking. Whew. Okay. And back to the right leg, just 30 more seconds. It's proven that you can actually get the most flexibility from 30 seconds twice a day on each stretch. So that is why we are keeping it to 2 stretches per leg, simply for 30 seconds each. I'm just rewarming it up a little bit. Not that it needs it, but because I'm stalling because I hate the right leg. Okay. And down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 20 more seconds. As you can see, I'm having trouble keeping my chest up on this side. 10 more seconds. Engage, 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 engage. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. That was a lovely. I am trying to tell myself. All right, let's work on our pancake. That was good on our front splits for the day. Pancake, if you are unaware of what that is the straddle position with our legs forward and our chest coming between them. We're gonna warm up for it. A similar activation exercise as before, but we are using our yoga blocks. If you don't have a yoga block and you have a pillow, that could be beneficial as well. So I'm gonna put this under this leg, chest forward, and we're gonna go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bringing our chest down again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chest down again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feeling that in the hamstring, activating in the quad. Even further if you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's switch to the other leg. Starting chest up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm trying to keep my back straight if I can. If you have trouble with this one, you can put your back up against the wall, or you can keep your legs down on the ground and just try to engage your quad alone, just trying to keep a straight back. So we're gonna go a little bit lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you can't keep going lower with me, just stay at the lowest part that you can get once you reach it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now, this one's only if you are not having trouble balancing with this position. I'm gonna come down, chest forward, reaching in front towards the camera. And I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring them both out. Straighten the legs, chest forward. Hopefully you should feel a little bit more ease in making sure that we don't roll that back. I'm gonna face this way so you guys can see. I'm not completely wide with my legs. I am just keeping my chest up, keeping my back straight, and I'm trying to come down, keeping my chest forward. I'm not doing this. My navel is what is leading me forward at this point. And I'm gonna use my yoga block for assistance and just to add a little bit more friction when I go forward. Now as I go forward, I am squeezing my glutes, engaging up, pulling my feet backwards this way, that way, keeping everything open. Chest is coming forward, not down. And we're gonna hold this for 30 seconds. And for each 30 seconds, we're gonna do engage, for each 5 seconds, we're gonna do engage 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Engage 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when I say engage, relax. When I say engage, I mean your glutes and your quads. Pulling and engaging. Now, if you can go a little bit wider with your legs, feel free to just push out on your ankles with your hands. So you're gonna go again, engage, 2, 3, 4, 5, relax, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shake it out, give it a few seconds. We're gonna go straight back into that again. I have a feeling the service is absolutely terrible and I'm super apologetic for that. We're gonna make sure that that is not an issue next time. Okay. And again, I was gonna upload this just to the app, but I might upload it to YouTube just so everybody can see the whole thing because I feel bad about how bad the service is. Okay, so here we go again. Toes backwards, squeezing your glutes. We're going to do another 30 seconds, but we're going to engage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Engage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Engage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna stay a little bit longer. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A little bit longer. I have grown to really like that one. I think I stretched that much more often than the actual splits. Okay, last exercise. We're going to be doing our frog, trying to open our hips up this way. And that's what the slider is for. So we're gonna put slider on one side, and you're gonna put, actually, let's see, does it slide enough? I'm gonna do it right here. Yeah, here we go. Okay. So for the frog pose, we're gonna put one leg on our slider or whatever it is we are using for this. We're gonna bring our feet out, flex our toes, and we're going to let the slider pull our hips down. And then we're going to do some hollow body pulses. 1, and arch. And hips tucked. I know it's weird and hard. And arch. And hips tucked. And arch. And hips tucked. Wow, it's so hard to do this. And arch. One more, hips tucked, engaging that core. And arch, and allow the stretch to passively drop in a little bit more. We're going to roll back and forth. You should really feel this in the hips here. Okay, now looking over at this foot here, I'm going to lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Trying to keep everything in one line in position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going back to the hollow body. 1, and this way. 3, 4, 5. And allow your hips to drop lower into that stretch. We're just going to breathe into it and relax if you can. Every time you can, try to push your legs out a little bit deeper and fall deep, deep, deep into that stretch. Push your hips back and forward and back and forward and relax. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is that's the splits routine of the week. Thank you guys for following along. I hope that you feel as though you gained more movement in your body and you're ready to do this whole program with me for 4 weeks. So I will repeat it one more time. I'm doing this routine for the rest of this week, 4 days out of 7 days for the whole week. On the 7th day, or I guess 8th day, I will reveal the next splits routine. So since the service was so bad, I'm just going to upload this to YouTube as well as my app. And so you can follow along with the whole thing there. Wow, I'm sweating. Thank you guys so much for joining. See you guys next time.